त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Welcome everyone here in person. Welcome Philip, and welcome to you all online. Lovely to be with you. So today we wanted to talk a little bit about what comes after self-realization. But of course we can't do after before we do actual realization. So if it is your first time, if you've been many times also, it's good to go through this self-realization, which, Philip, would you like to describe to us what is self-realization?
Thank you, Lynn. Welcome, everyone. Self-realization is realizing the self in the sense of what is the self. And we understand in Sahaja Yoga, it is the spirit in the heart. And it's an evolutionary process where we move on from the inside when this energy, Kundalini, is awakened to give us another perspective inside ourselves. And we can call it yoga, we can call it moksha, enlightenment, second birth, being born again, whatever. There's various terms through history which have described the same thing. And the beautiful thing that Shri Mataji did in 1970 was to bring it to the world. And over 35 years, she toured extensively, doing programs for free, describing the chart on the wall here and its channels, and explaining that there's another step to be taken on that. And this is an interior thing. Every human being has this tree of life, the subtle body within them. And there's another aspect, as I said before, the Kundalini, which is in the sacral mode. When it's awakened, it moves up through this system, breaks through the top as a cool breeze, giving the union or the yoga. So it's opening a dimension within ourselves, which is more related to the present. And in our meditation, we can develop that after this is awakened, and we get closer to ourself, which is our spirit. So it's an ongoing thing, and it relates to all the genuine spiritual treaties that have been in the world over a long period of time. But it's an internal thing available to everyone freely. And it's what Sahaja Yoga, this is why we do these programs throughout the world, is to show that this is inside everyone. You need to feel it for yourself and then let it develop. And that takes you closer to your heart. And as we know as human beings, I feel we know there's a bit more. And this is why the world's a bit of a quandary, because we need collectively to go ahead and take the step which shows us a better platform for ourselves and collectively. So self-realization is realizing the self. That's a bit of a grey area, but once you get your awakening, you can feel it rather than me. It's almost indescribable in a way, but it's there and everyone can have it. The beauty of it, yeah.
And I guess because you've had it for so long, it's hard to remember what it felt like when you didn't have it.
I remember when I got it.
Yeah?
Very clearly.
Tell us.
Don't know how many times I've told the story, but anyway. I was seeking, but unconsciously, for things, wondering for the answer of things. And when this was introduced to me, I actually scoffed at it. I was a bit rude.
No.
But the person who introduced it came back for a second time a few weeks later and said, come in and give it a go. And I said, oh, okay, I'll come along. So I came along, I sat down, we went through a process of awakening, going up the chakras, which we'll do, I should imagine, later, through, and I was sitting there, and suddenly I felt silent inside, and there was this little touch of joy. And it's an interesting thing that happens. I felt so silent and joy, but it was overwhelming on a grand scale, but not in the sense of bang, bomb, explosion. It was more like a gentle thing that happened. And I remember one of the thoughts I had, I thought, I want to be like this forever. Because I think that inside everyone, there is that seeking, that they do require more. This is why there's a lot of adventure in the spiritual areas, because people are looking. And I think unconsciously we know as humans it is in that area. And this is a beautiful thing that Shri Mataji has done over the many years, is to show that is available. And the only reason why I followed it up, because I felt it. I went home and started meditating. And let it grow, you let it grow. And that occurs by meditating each day. It grows and exposes itself to you. As we've evolved, we've got to evolve more, but on a much more subtle level. It's available to everybody freely. No strings attached. It's great.
Just got a little question for you. Did you meditate every day straight after when you first got yourself?
I did it because of what I felt. It just came like, yes.
Mm. Well, that's the thing as well. If you can do it every day, it develops.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do it every day, if you only do it once a week, you kind of feel the effect less and less, and it's much easier to just let it go. And it's so important, you shouldn't let it go.
Well, that's one thing that I have a tendency to do a bit of it. I do nag about when I talk about Sahaja Yoga, to introduce it to people, is that remember, the awakening occurs, it has to evolve and grow, and to do it every day, you're being honest to yourself to let yourself feel it. That's the secret. Mm. And it's the process. Shri Mataji describes it very beautifully as the seed goes into the soil, the seed sprouts and develops. If we nurture and look after the plant or the tree, say it's in a pot or in the garden, it reaches potential, whether it's a tulip or an oak tree. And the same thing with us. With this, once this is awakened within us, this Kundalini, it's an ongoing process. And the beautiful thing about it is It's generally, when you meditate, each day, it's a lovely experience, but you touch on it. Each day can be different, depending on whether you're left or right of yourself, but it's an ongoing thing. So I won't nag too much, but that's the secret. That really is the secret.
Nagging later.
That's the secret. And it, as I said, it's ongoing, it's evolutionary, this.
And that point leads on to after self-realization, what? But we'll talk about that a little bit more. Shall we go through the self-realization process, especially if someone's here for the first time?
Yep.
And also for us who've done it before, it's always nice to establish that.
It helps us as well.
It does,
Yeah.
it does. You never do it too many times.
True.
So, would you like to take us through the self-realization?
Okay. Remembering that this energy is residual in the sacred bone. It's sitting there. It's a mothering energy waiting because of the vibrations that are being projected now. It responds to, that's how it works. And it's waiting to rise. That's why it's there. It's like the premiere in the seed. It's waiting to rise. So we open our hands on our lap.
And we're also using the elements by taking our shoes off.
Oh, taking our shoes off, we get connected more to the earth.
Yeah.
The earth, it stabilises us. It's magnetic. That's why we don't fly into space. She keeps us here. She's very generous, Mother Earth. So we open our hands and remembering that all we need to do is desire and she will awaken. The first thing we do, keep our left hand open on our lap, place our right hand on our heart. We can close our eyes and ask the fundamental question, what am I? Or who am I? I'm not the past or the future. I'm not my ego or my superego. I'm actually the spirit, the eternal energy which is in my heart and needs to be revealed. Take that right hand down again to the left-hand side of the stomach, and here, it's one of the things that Shri Mataji talked about quite extensively, that we need to become our own teacher, master, or guru. We need to know ourselves. And here we can ask that question, am I my own teacher? Take that right hand down to where the leg joins on the body, on the left-hand side. And here we ask a question, am I the true knowledge? And this is the knowledge about ourselves. That inner knowledge which is beneficial. And here we can say, yes, I am that true knowledge. It is there. Take that right hand up again to the left-hand side of the stomach. And here we can affirm that I am my own teacher. I have that capability within me to understand myself through this subtle system. I am my own teacher. Take our right hand back to our heart. The heartbeat is a reflection of that eternal energy, which is all around us and also reflected in our heart. And here we can say to ourselves that I am the Spirit. That's my real nature. It's in my heart. Take that right hand up to where the shoulder joins the neck on the left-hand side. This center here is to do with witnessing life. And if we feel guilty about what has happened, it registers here and holds us back. So the affirmation for here, I am not guilty. We can feel guilty or regretful for what has happened. We need to let it go, but learn from our mistakes also. I am not guilty. Take that right hand to the back of the head. This is where our superego sits. It's our past, it's our memories. Everything's stored here of our past. That's why we have the ability to have memory. It's the past. And here we forgive ourselves. Anything we may have felt we've done wrong, let it go. I forgive myself. Because the past has gone. We can learn from it and forgive ourselves. I forgive myself. Take that right hand across our forehead, across the front. And here sits our ego. And here we can say, I forgive everyone. If we forgive, it allows us to be at ease with others and ourselves. It's one of our great qualities. Whatever it may be, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. It actually makes things lighter and easier. I forgive. We place that right hand on top of our head. This is our crown, the fontanelle area. And interesting, this bone, top bone, fontanelle, in Latin means small fountain. This is where the Kundalini comes out. Follows the spine up through the skull, through the optic chiasma out the top. And here we can ask for her, Mother Kundalini, please give me my yoga, my self-realization, my moksha, my second birth. We ask for it and she will respond. You can massage that gently please give me my union, my yoga. Now lift that hand slowly upwards and see if you can feel a cool breeze there. It could be quite subtle, but also at the same time, how you are inside your head. Are you quieter? You can try with the left hand above as well to see if there's a cool breeze there. Just keep our attention on the top just for a couple of minutes to allow her to fulfill why she is there. She wants to come up. If thoughts do come, just say, I forgive. I forgive. We just open our eyes and just test again above our head. And also to see what you're feeling in your hands as well. Because when this chakra here is opened, you can often feel cool breezes flowing in the palm of the hand. Because this area here is represented in the center of the palm. All the fingers represent the chakras. But if you can often feel a cool breeze in the palm to show that she has awakened, the Kundalini has come up.
And not to worry if you're not really certain that you're feeling something in your hands, because that's all part of this Vishuddhi chakra, so this energy center here. And there can be numerous reasons if we do a lot of gardening and we sometimes neglect to put gloves on. Our hands get quite dry and rough, so we need to make sure we look after the hands because they are our tools to feel what's the state of our being. And of course, left and right, then we might also want to balance ourselves. So we can even try that just now. Balance the left by letting any emotions or anything, any habits go into the Mother Earth. So we're just asking, Mother, please absorb any negativity from my left side. And you keep your attention up on the top of your head and let your Kundalini do the work. And let's try to clear the right side as well. So we bring that right hand back on our lap and bend the left one up. So we're funneling any heat or overactivity from our mental processes into the atmosphere. Mother, please absorb any heat or overactivity from my right side. And we can bring that hand down and we can just place it on where our liver is as well, because that often keeps our brain overthinking if the liver's a bit hot. So yeah, so it's the left hand on the right part of the stomach. So you're asking Mother Kundalini, please absorb any heat from my right navi, from my liver. And this also goes into what to do after self-realization. Generally overnight, you can see in your hands what's your state of being. And just try to clear that by putting your attention, the attention of your Kundalini to that area. So on the subject of the Vishuddhi, or the neck chakra, we've got a video that will play. It's about 10 minutes and then we'll have another meditate at the end.
Seeking before coming to surgery. You went to different places, read lots of books, and also some of you were lost. And in that seeking, perhaps you did not know what you were seeking. What you were seeking was to know yourself. In all religions it is said, know thyself. It is a common thing all of them have said. This is one point which is absolutely there in every religion, know thyself. Because without knowing yourself, you will not know God. You will not know spirituality. So the first step was to know yourself. And that one, people did all kinds of tricks with you, that they taught you in a different ways and tried to actually loot you and cheat you. All those things have happened, it's finished. So then you come to Sahaja Yoga and you get your self-realization. But what is the purpose of self-realization? Is to know God. Or the goddess. That is the purpose of self-realization. But after getting self-realization, what should happen to you? Many of you have lost interest in nonsensical things like drugs and all those things. You have lost interest in reading also useless books. You have lost interest in other habits like drinking and all that. But that's not enough. That's not enough. That would happen in any way. What has to happen by knowing God is that why does God want you to know Him? Because He wants to see His reflection in you. He wants to see your reflection, that's why He has created you, and He wants to see His reflection in you. Same with the Goddess. She has given you self-realization because she wants to see her reflection in you. So you have to prepare yourself for that reflection, which is so much purer, beautiful, loving, compassionate, and above all, full of wisdom. So this is the point one has to reach. Where you understand, you have to have wisdom. If you are lacking in wisdom, then you are not a self-realized person. At the level of Sri Krishna, you see, he wants you to become one part and parcel of the Virata. Or the Viratangana also wants the same thing, that you should become part and parcel of the Virata. Not because you are realized souls now, so you go about thinking you are perfectly all right, you don't have to do anything about it. What do you do beyond this is the point. That after self-realization, you have to see the reflection that should be within you from the lives of these people like Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna was first born in a very difficult situation, as you know, and he was carried from there to Gokul, where he was brought up by Yashoda. Now there he started his playfulness. So you have to be playful in life. You have to create fun and joy. He didn't say that you sit down like an old sage somewhere in the Himalayas, but you mix up with children. You talk to them, you play with them, have fun. At the same time, he was destroying negative forces which acted upon him. In his playfulness only he has done it. As a child only he has done it. How matured he was as a child, you can see that he killed Putana, and there are two horrible Rakshasas also. He killed them. At the same time, he was playing with the gopis and teasing them, troubling them, making fun of them. Why? Because he wanted them to be playful. And all kinds of celebrations he arranged. He had once a big rain came and he lifted the complete mountain on his fingertips. That time, these people should have understood that it's not possible. It's a miracle. But he was just standing there with one finger at the mountain. In a very simple, unassuming manner, he was doing all that to protect all the boys who were playing with him. Then he went and killed Kalia, the one who was a big snake, in the water. In the water, this horrible fellow was creating venom, and by which many people were killed. It took him no time, and he jumped inside that horrible water of Yamuna, from where he rescued, in a way, all the people by killing or hitting, or you can say that by winning over this Kaliya. But the wives of the big serpents asked him that please forgive him. And he forgave. All these things show a child of 6-7 years doing all these great things without feeling what he was doing. We can say that without even thinking about it. But he achieved it because he was aware that he was Sri Krishna. So first thing, you have to be aware that you are a self-realized people. You are not ordinary people to behave in an ordinary way. You are special people, made specially to reflect the qualities of God Almighty. It's not expected that you go and kill Kaliya. But the situation is such today that you are all the time protected. You are all the time protected. No one can harm you. No one can kill you. And you can be looked after because you are Sahaja Yogis. Now, what should be the attitude of a Sahaja Yogi towards taking decisions? One should understand. It should be a spontaneous decision. You don't have to tally it with this, go there and find out, and immediately, spontaneous, like Sri Krishna who jumped inside the river. So in the same way, you should have a very spontaneous decision for anything. Now you want to buy, say, a carpet. All right. You go in the shop and immediately you should know which is the one. In every walk of life, you should have a very spontaneous decision, instant decision. But what I find, the style is very different. They'll go from shop to shop, then make a list of it, then make all the measurements, then go home and say that we'll decide it tomorrow. That's not the way a Sahaja Yogi behaves. Sahaja Yogi has to decide everything absolutely spontaneously at that moment. It should be like this. Now somebody is getting drowned. So the first impulse should be that you have to save. And how do you save? You jump in the water. Because you are protected. Nothing can happen to you. So just jump in the water and you'll save the person. Minimum of minimum, this should be your attitude. This should be your temperament, that you take a very spontaneous decision. All this thinking and all kinds of decision making and having a big conference for decisions and all that, not needed. In day-to-day life also, you have to be like that. Also in every political life, economic life, or any other life you have to lead, you have to be very spontaneous. How do you become spontaneous? What quality you have got? What is the weapon you have got to know what decision to take? Do you know? You have got vibrations. You have the feel of the vibration. And you know what vibrations are. You know what vibrations tell you. and convey and communicate to you. They speak to you. So through your vibrations, you should know in a second what should you do. For example, now somebody told me that, Mother, when I came to Kabela, I felt tremendous vibration. It's a fact. But how many of you feel that way? Because your sensitivity is not yet developed. You have to be sensitive about your vibrations. You should know, looking at anyone, sitting next to anyone, even shaking hands with anyone, you should know what sort of vibration that person has. This kind of sensitivity, if you develop, then you will definitely take a very spontaneous decision. You know, I'm very good at it. I bought this Kabela in 5 minutes. Really 5 minutes. When I came here, they said you can't go up because you have a big car. So the mayor said, all right, come along. I'll take you in my car. So I went with him on the car, on that car, and I saw it. It was all dilapidated, no doubt. It was all absolutely in a shambles, all right. And looked like a ghostly place, no doubt. And everybody who was with me, they say, wow, what a place, Mother. You can't buy that. So I told the mayor, I'm buying it. When? Today, now. He was amazed. I said, you tell me, how do I buy? He said, very easy. In this Italy, you have to buy like this, that you pay 1/3 of the price, all right? And then you can occupy. If you find something wrong with the place, you can give up. But then you will not get your money. But if the other fellow who is selling you says no, then he has to pay double. I said, very good bargain. I'm buying, I've told you I'm buying, I'll buy. And everybody was surprised what Mother was doing. So what decided was the vibrations. Vibrations of the place. Just decided I am buying. That way they took me to 7, I think, castles. I said no. Outside only I could say no. And they were surprised I didn't even go inside. I said, ask them what was here. They said nunnery. I said, see. Now, you should develop that kind of a spontaneous decision. Then you will be amazed how in such a short time you can really achieve such great things. But that doesn't mean that you all should do that way. First, you should have that sensitivity of vibration. If you have that sensitivity of vibrations, then I would say you are now matured in Sahaja Yoga. So the maturity has to be brought in. You cannot just say now, it's all right, I've got self-realization, I can do this. First, you tally your sense of sensitivity. So now how do you know? For example, you take a spontaneous decision and find that you have bought nothing. It's all nonsense. Possible. But you can see for yourself that your decisions, if they're spontaneous, if they fail, if they are wrong, if there are some mistakes, or that will make you suffer, whether economically, politically, in every way, then your whole value system will be judged very well. How far you have gone into Sahaja Yoga, how far you have achieved your self-realization, and where are you? This is what is the way to test yourself. You should not be afraid of failures. and not get enamored by success, because you are self-realized souls. Of course, if you are sensitive, immediately you will know what is it. But of course, I wouldn't say that you could have the same as I have, but you should try to. Now I've seen some people.
On that note, let us meditate. We'll have our second meditation. Would you like to take us through a second meditation, Philip? Let's take us a little deeper.
We'll use the same process. We close our eyes. We'll go through the 7 chakras, starting with the base chakra, the Muladhara. Place both our hands towards the earth and just ask for that magnetic quality of the Mother Earth in all her wisdom and all her purity and her innocence. She's very generous. She supports us. And she is our foundation. Bring both hands back to our lap and just place our right hand at the base of the stomach. And here we ask, once again, for the pure knowledge and the pure attention. Our attention is very important for our meditation. We ask for that pure attention. Take the right hand up to our navel and here, please give me peace and satisfaction. It's a quality of this center, is to be peaceful, contented, and satisfied. We can also ask for the ability to be our own master. As we learn the process of Sahaja Yoga, we look after ourselves. Take that right hand back up to our heart. For our center heart, we just ask for security. Security within myself. A strong heart gives us security. We can also ask for the quality of the Spirit. Please give me the quality of the Spirit. Let it manifest within me as that silent joy. Because that's what I really am. Underneath it all, that's what we are. We are the Spirit. That's the self within ourselves. The heart's always been associated with love, but it's a deeper love. It's a natural love that's there. Take our right hand up to our throat. The Vishuddhi chakra, which Shri Mataji was talking about. It's our ability to communicate with each other, understand the value of the human race, of not feeling guilty about circumstances or angry, and understand the play of life, that joy of life. We're just part of a great ocean. It's still a part. Take our right hand across our forehead again. And here, I forgive. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. And please make me a forgiving person. We often forget to forgive, but it's one of our greatest assets. I forgive. It allows this chakra to open, to take us through to the Sahasrara, the top chakra. It's one of the secrets of meditation, is to forgive, to allow us to be silent. I forgive. I forgive everyone, and I forgive myself. Place our hand again on the top of our own crown, Sahasrara chakra. So Sahasrara means 1,000. There's actually 1,000 nerve endings in this area. And here we ask for this chakra to open, so we can feel our self-realization, or to strengthen our self-realization, and to feel the silence. Take our attention up to the top where our hand is. Keep our attention there on the top, but bring our right hand back to our lap, keeping our attention on our own crown at the top. It could be a lotus, a halo, a crown, but it opens and flourishes. The Kundalini passes through. can take our right hand, run it up the front of the body, away from the body, following the spine, just slowly. By doing this, the Kundalini responds as we're requesting her to strengthen. She's there to give us that. That's why she's there. To give us our yoga, to give us our meaning. Feel for the top, above, cool breeze. Just keep our attention there just for a couple of minutes. Bring our hand back to our lap.
कस्तूरी तिलकम ललाट पतले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम्